Hi, I'm Cass, and along with my best friend Katie, we run a book club called Wyverns and Words, and on that book club, in the Discord, I asked some of my book club members to send their bookshelves for me to roast. Now, I love Daniel Green's bookshelf roasting videos. They are so funny, and I am absolutely not that funny. So if that is the sort of humor that you are expecting from this bookshelf roast, don't. Also, I'm like way too nice for my own good, so I'm gonna have trouble roasting these shelves. But let's just jump right in because I'm very excited to look at all these shelves. I kind of scrolled through as people were sending some in, and there's some good ones, there's some sketchy ones, and yeah, let's just dive right in. Okay, first we're starting off with Knox. So also thank you to everyone who sent these in, obviously. And I just have a thing against this color wood bookshelves. I'm like immediately put off by them. Nothing against, well, I mean, yes, no, we're roasting. I don't like the color of the bookshelves. I'm trying to see how they're organized, and it's questionable. There's a lot of like mix matching, which means that a lot of books might be bought secondhand, which is great. I see a few like book club books, which is great. And we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue forward facing as it should be. The top is a little bit sketchy. The top with the inheritance games, that stacking situation, it's definitely a stylistic choice. Not one that I would personally make, but it's a choice for sure. And the Cassandra Clare shelves, you know, I just have a problem with Cassandra Clare spines, specifically like the black spines. They just don't look great unless they're just by themselves. And so it's not really a critique. No, this is a roast. We're roasting things. I don't like it. I have it on my shelf too. I don't like them. And then the bottom with the books just stacked. You tried to keep it kind of themed-ish. We have Harry Potter. Why do you have the Cursed Child forward-facing? That is a crime against humanity, frankly. And that's gonna knock you off some points because that book doesn't exist. I thought we all collectively, as Harry Potter fans, agree that that book never was written. That should move behind the rest of the Harry Potter stack. Like, if you're gonna keep the book and not burn it, like I did, hide it. Don't let the public know that you have it. This is so fun, but I feel so mean. Like, I don't know. Also, there is not any Ranger's Apprentice books on your shelf, which is unfortunately also going to be a point off because everyone should have a Ranger's Apprentice shelf. So maybe fix that. Get yourself a Ranger's Apprentice book. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. I kind of have a knack for spotting Ranger's Apprentice. I'm going to be honest. I don't see it. I don't see it. So everyone is getting points knocked off if you don't own Ranger's Apprentice. I don't know how to score this. Do we want to do numbers? Do we want to do letters? I will give you a C. Because one, you have the Cursed Child forward facing. I don't like the color of your bookshelf, and you don't own Ranger's Apprentice. So you're getting a C. Seems so mean. Maybe a B. No. C. Okay, this is Ashley. She has the black bookshelves, which is always like a ballsy choice, I think, because dark furniture collects dust. Okay, all furniture collects dust, but black furniture, you can see the dust. And so I'm going to assume that you are very neat in keeping these dusted. Or maybe not. I can't tell. The quality is not exactly like great when sent through Discord, so I can't judge if you are clean or not with your dusting. I don't know. I can't roast the Funko Pops because I used to own Funko Pops before I realized they literally look like they're gonna suck the soul out of you with their dark, beady eyes. So now I'm all against Funko Pops, but I can't be a hypocrite. We have books up top of the bookshelf, which is like so fun because I don't have enough space between my ceiling and the top of my bookshelves to put books on top, but I love how it looks. It's so cute, so charming. I can't tell what books they are, but they look cohesive. They're looking nice. I can't tell how you have your books organized because I see some YA dystopian sci-fi mixed with some adult fantasy. Your Sarah J. Maas shelf would do really great if you just hid A Court of Silver Flames because why is that cover so ugly? We have the entirety of the Vampire Academies. Katie would be very proud, I'm sure. The bottom shelf, the bottom two like left shelves look a little sketchy in terms of organization. I'm a little confused, but overall it's a solid shelf. Let me take a moment to search for Ranger's Apprentice real quick. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to knock you a point for not owning Ranger's Apprentice, Ashley. Please get on that. That would improve your shelves by tenfold. I do like the shelves. They have like there's a word. I know there's a word for like the cool designs on the bottom, like where it juts out and it's not just like a flat plain bookshelf like mine. It's fancy. It's got a fancy little situation on the bottom. I give you a B+. AJ said no shelves and sent me a stack of books. You don't have a shelf. But I have seen people do things creatively when they have no shelves. But you state specifically that you're lazy. So I do not rank you because I'm roasting shelves and that was not a shelf. Chloe is your bookshelf from the 50s. I'm so sorry. To the 50s, they actually have really cool bookshelves. I think this is from the 90s. Gross. What is that color? What is the curve? Just the curved wood. In terms of books, solid-ish. I'm not seeing Ranger's Apprentice, which is honestly another, shame, because truly, you just add Ranger's Apprentice on there and it just improves your shelf by tenfold. The bottom shelves, obviously, it happens, okay? We've all been there where you just don't have another shelf, but you have too many books. However, you do have books forward-facing, which you could just not forward-face the books and you can slide a few more in there. Especially the one in the top right. Unless that book has meaning, that book might have meaning. The Squishmallow is also a choice. You have a map on your wall, which honestly, I love it. I have no idea what that's from, but I love drawing maps. So you having a map on your wall does get you a little bit of an extra boost, as well as having art. I hope it was purchased and not printed because you should support artists. But I'm gonna give you a solid C because I just have a thing against that wood color. Oof. I don't like it. Ooh, we have Witcher Queen. They have some nice floating shelves, which is very creative. Also, they have things facing the other way. And I don't know if they're doing it as when you've read the book, you can forward face it, or when you've read the book, you flip it over. But there's some with sprayed edges that are annotated, which is honestly stunning. I could never annotate a book that has sprayed edges, but it looks pretty. Like, kudos to you. I'm doing my typical Ranger's Apprentice search. I don't see it. Doesn't mean you don't own it, but I'm not seeing it. I love the floating shelves. They're very solid. Honestly, a solid aesthetic. Also, you threw over a filter over that photo, unless that's like the natural lighting in your house, in which case, why is it so aesthetic? Give me it. This is my fluorescent / sunlight lighting, and I hate it. The burning passion. Your other shelf, it's the wood with the rounded corners. So let's just pretend, Witcher Queen, that you sent me just the first photo, and I'm gonna give you an A. We're giving out our first A. It's pretty. Like, I really love how that looks. Not an A+ though, because you don't have Ranger's Apprentice, so there's that. I don't know how to say this username. It's SFKDLN. Sure. They're rainbow on like a skinny shelf with no sides, which is a choice. However, I like the side stacking with the vertical stacking with the rainbow. It makes it where your eye kind of like moves and there's like movement. It's not just like same size, same everything with the rainbow. So I think it's really creative. Do we own Ranger's Apprentice? That would be near the blue books. We'll give you a solid B, even though you don't own Ranger's Apprentice, which it's such a crime. Chelsea said she barely started getting into reading like a month ago, so excuse the lack of books. First off, the lack of books would only benefit from one additional book, and that is Ranger's Apprentice. But you have such a solid selection of books. You have the ACOTAR series. Better Than the Movies was really good. The Love Hypothesis, that's a fun one. The Invisible Life, stunning. So you have a good selection of books. I love the plants and I love the shelf, and I'm sure it will eventually look better with more books. But for a start, I'm gonna give it a solid B-. All right, and a banana. The upper ones are all English books and the lower ones are German. I like these shelves. I'm biased towards the white shelves, I will be honest. The string light is almost pretty, but then I don't know, the cord maybe on the side needs to be pushed into the bookshelf. Just a little piece of tape. I love how you're displaying the Cassandra Clare books with them like slightly sideways. I did that with, can you see them in the shot? No. I did that with my Ranger's Apprentice books because it's a good way to forward face quite a few books, but not obnoxiously have them like directly forward facing. They're at like a little bit of a diagonal, and I love that look. I like the boxes on the top. I thought those were books, and then I realized those were the boxes. I never know what to do with boxes that books come in, so they're just in my closet until I move, and then I put the books back in for they're a little bit safer. Your Grishaverse shelf is a little bit questionable. I like the shelves below. I like your little romance shelf. The bottom shelf with all the knickknacks. Why did my shelf look exactly like that when I didn't have enough books to fill it? It was like random books and knickknackage. Now you don't have Ranger's Apprentice, which I think would really make the shelf pop. You know, add a little bit of Ranger's Apprentice to your shelf and then you're in there. I'm gonna give you a solid B-. I think there's room for improvement, but you have some very creative shelves, that's for sure. All right, Miss Perry Bunny. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here, and I envy the people that can make that work. And you are one of them. That would be so mean if I said, and you are not one of those people that can make it work. It's a little distracting, and we got the Funko Pops going on, and a lot of knickknackage. Oh, but the books stacked on the floor. Oh, see, when there's books stacked on the floor, but you have very creative shelves, I question that. Because, you know, make a few of them not forward-facing. You can squeeze a little bit more in there. That giant Ron plushie is gonna haunt me for the rest of my days. Yep, that's my thoughts on that. I like how you have the A Court of Silver Flames forward-facing with the dust jacket that I'm sure you paid a lot of money for, because that is how the book deserved to look. And I wish that I bought that when it came out, but I just couldn't justify spending $40 on a dust jacket at the time, but it looks stunning. Your Heartstopper books are not on a shelf next to books that they need to be on a shelf next to. It's like a bright pop of color, and there's 3 black books right next to it, and it just takes away. You sent 2 photos, but they're the same. They're the same photos. You know, as I've critiqued with all of these, I'm very disappointed so far in our book club. We need more Ranger's Apprentice. It's a very creative style, a little bit too much knickknackage for my personal taste. But I'm going to give you a solid B-. Is that 3 B- in a row? I'm getting stingy. Maria. They are cube shelves, so they're little like section shelves. And they're a little chaotic. I like the books stacked on the top. The little Funko Pops of Doctor Strange. I just love the little cloak. I'm not complimenting your Funko Pops. Don't get that twisted. Okay, don't get that twisted. The CDs on the shelf are a choice, the DVD and CDs, because who even has a CD player anymore? You are showing your age. I'm sorry. I was trying to be mean, but in a nice way. All my CDs are hidden in a shelf because, you know, streaming platforms were invented for a reason. They're a little messy. They feel empty, and I'm just not a fan of the wood color. And then the CD is on the shelf. Come on. I'm gonna give you a C. I think there's room for improvement. I think there needs to be some sort of organizational situation happening here. I just don't see it. Kara. White ones are my main. Little boxes are my faves. And the black is just what I couldn't fit on the white ones. I like the floating shelves. I have floating shelves, but they're covered with K-pop albums. But I think if I put books on them, they would look better. But I needed somewhere to display my obsession with K-pop. I love the way manga looks on the floating shelves. That is a good idea, because I feel like mixing manga with regular books is always like a choice, because they're different styles, like manga shelves compared to bookshelves. So I feel like you need a separate shelf for manga, and I think that's what you have going on here with the floating shelf. The shelf floating away. Words are failing me, clearly. The little cubicles you've got going on there, they have potential. And I see what you're trying to do there, and I think when they look more full, they will look stunning. Your Percy Jackson display is stunning, minus the Funko Pop. Those have potential, but judging just based off the first picture, I'm gonna give you an A. I do really love how they look. All right, Ella Grace Witch. I am immediately biased because we have some fall leaves going on here, and I'm a sucker for fall, and it's seasonal. The bottle of wine in the corner is also just impeccable. The books all stacked sideways are questionable. I'm not a big fan of like the completely sideways stacked books. However, I don't think you could fit one vertically. Wait, let me try to measure this. No, there are definitely small books that could fit on that shelf potentially. Or I'm just eyeballing it and it's not really realistic, but It's very quirky with the different sizes of shelves, and it has potential. I'm gonna give it a solid B. I really like it, and I love the little string lights around it. Constanca? I feel like I can't roast you since I already roasted your name by not being able to pronounce it. Interesting selection of books. I'm not a fan of like the raw wood. It really just feels like you just took a piece of plywood off the floor and just stuck it on your wall and called it a day. But I do like your little stack that you sent. It looks like there's a soap block. I don't know why I said soap block. Like, who would have just a block of soap? Unless that is a block of soap. Is it a rock? I like that stack. It's a pretty stack with a little R2-D2 with antlers. Very cute. I give you a solid C. We're moving on to Marine. Bookshelf right before you moved out. Because you have a wild one stacking on your floor. Very cute. Anyways, snow globes. Those are not snow globes. Is that a snow globe full of rice? But it's stacked on top of Spy Family, which is cute. I love Spy Family. It's giving solid B vibes. Ooh, is that my favorite manga? It is. You have orange. Beautiful. Love orange. But do you have Ranger's Apprentice? You do not. Does anyone have Ranger's Apprentice? I made this joke hoping someone would own Ranger's Apprentice, but now I'm just being disappointed. I'll give you a B because you have orange, and I love orange. First manga I ever read, and it is my favorite manga. Aaron, they have The Color of Wood That I Hate, and a lot of Funko Pops, which sometimes is hard to overlook. We have the manga side stack, which honestly does not look that bad when it's mixed with the novels. We have mangas, graphic novels, very specific reading tastes, I can see. Lots of Alice Oseman. There's a lot going on, and I think it's the Pop Funkos. They scare me, frankly. Is that from Voltron? Is that what the anime was called? Do you own Ranger's Apprentice? That's really what this is at this point. It's like a scavenger hunt to see who... This video will end when I find someone who has Ranger's Apprentice on their shelf. I'm giving that a C. The Funko Pops scare me. Charlie gave me a very dark photo. She did apologize for the dark photo, but it is a little tricky to see. I think they have children. If they don't have children, the stuffed animals in the children's books say otherwise. I can't tell if those are DVDs or like book series. Also, the random binders that are full of who knows what is also a choice to have on your bookshelves. Funko Pops, but in their boxes. Okay, Charlie. Okay. Charlie, I take everything back. I take everything back. Someone finally has Ranger's Apprentice. In fact, they have 2 shelves of Ranger's Apprentice. Okay, all the ducks. I can't. I know exactly who made those ducks, and I love that for you, Charlie. That brings me so much joy to see those little ducks with all the... I love it. The Funko Pops in boxes. Take them out. Take them out. They are not that valuable to be in boxes. No. The boxes are taking away from the golden shelves. So if we can just crop your bookcase and judge it based on these 2 shelves right here, I will give you an A+. And I'm gonna end the video here because I have been talking like nonstop for a half hour. And if you want a part 2, let me know, because there are still like plenty more shelves that people sent in. Wow, there are plenty more shelves that people sent in that I could do a part 2 on. And if you want to be included in the part 2, be sure that you join our book club, link in the description, and you send it in the channel titled Bookshelf. But thank you so much to everyone who stuck around. I know I roasted your shelves, but don't roast mine in the comments. I mean, you can if you'd like. This doesn't really give you a good view of them, but I don't know, it was fun to do this. And remember, like, this is my opinion. I am so scared of the internet. Okay, this was all in good fun, and I really love and appreciate every single one of y'all that sent your bookshelves in. Before you send your shelves in, like, if you haven't, do yourself a favor, add Ranger's Apprentice. You will get bonus points. Let me know if you agreed with me, disagreed with me. Should Pop Funkos be banned from this country? From this world, frankly. They scare me now. Like, why did I collect them? They scare me. And yeah, if you don't own Ranger's Apprentice, get on that. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Toodles!